For this trip, I went to Minnesota to purify myself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. As I'm walking around, I see something out of the ordinary. I had a feeling that there'd be a pair of Yeezy 350 Zebras. I always find rare shoes in the wild, and next video I'll be with Coyote Peterson. These shoes don't belong here, so I'm gonna take them home and clean them up and see if I could find a new home for these guys. They're definitely not in the best condition. I don't even know how long these shoes have been out here for. They have a lot of wear and tear, so hopefully we can make them look brand new again. Now that we're back home from our trip, I want to get all my supplies ready before we do this restoration. Yo, where did these colony of worms come from? They must have been upset that I've taken them out of their natural habitat. I'm going to put them in my garden so they can help nourish my plants. Alright, so back to the shoes. I noticed that the laces and insoles are very dirty, so we're going to do our best to make them look as puté as possible. I'm going to put the laces in a small container with cold water and add a little bit of OxiClean powder. Remember to add a small amount. I'm going to spray the insoles with water and dish soap. This will help me remove any grease or dirt that's trapped inside the fabric. They look a little bit better, but it's still not completely white. Since that didn't really work, I'm going to put them in a bag and let them soak in water with oxygenated bleach, which is still the OxiClean powder. So I'm hoping it'll lift up stains and whiten the insoles. And I just refilled this bottle with tap water from the sink. I'm going to spray the uppers with water and dish soap. And this is just to remove any loose dirt that's embedded in the fabric. I'm using a stronger solution than sneaker cleaner, so I can really lift up the dirt, and because it's not leather, it's not going to damage the uppers. I know it looks like I'm just spreading the dirt around, but after I do this a few times, the dirt will start to lift up after a few sessions. And this is how I pre-treat the uppers before I use laundry detergent. I'm going to use blue laundry detergent that can whiten fabrics. And of course I'm using a soft bristled brush to clean the uppers. Putting a last inside the shoes makes them feel more stable when I'm brushing them. This OxiClean Max Force is like a stain remover on crack. The OxiClean Max Force and detergent are like my bread and butter when it comes to removing stains off fabric. After letting the laces sit in that OxiClean solution, they look a whole lot whiter. And this is what that OxiClean extracted. I replaced the liquid from this bottle with water and bleach. I've never put bleach on the colored fabrics on a pair of Yeezys before, so I'm gonna test a small spot where it has the red lettering. After a few hours, there were no changes in the color, so I'm gonna spray the whole shoe with water and bleach. The shoes weren't as white as I wanted them to be, so this was like my last Hail Mary to see if I can get them whiter. You can still see yellowing around the collar of the shoe. You can see discoloration around the midsole on the fabric. I'm guessing that's the original glue from the factory, and through time it just darkened through how many times these shoes have been worn and what they've been through. Hopefully the bleach mixture will wind that up. I'm gonna saran wrap the shoes so it doesn't dry up underneath my UV light. Because it's nighttime, I had to put them underneath UV light, but when the sun comes back up, I'm gonna place them outside. The sun will always be the strongest light source to reverse oxidation. Here's the before and after on the bleach treatment. For the shoe that I didn't apply the bleach solution, it still looks a little dull, a little dingy. The shoe that I did spray, it looks a lot brighter, a lot whiter. Here's a side-by-side comparison between the two. You can tell that it's not as dark, and it removed the yellowing around the collar of the shoe. Now what helped the shoe to make it a whole lot whiter was I added blue dye on the upper. I put it in a spray bottle and diluted it with water, and I just went ham around the shoe. Now this is a good exercise for the trigger fingers. When your fingers get tired, just keep going. Your girl is gonna love you for it. I put them outside to get help from the sun because I need that extra whitening power. So my next step is to separate the uppers from the soles, and all I'm using is steam to help me melt the glue. Do you guys see that? There's like mold growing inside of the boost. I'm gonna find the person who owned these shoes and I'm gonna send them a care package of Low Trim Ultra. We're gonna put brand new soles on the shoes. They look piss yellow and have severe heel drag. And this is a trick David Blaine taught me. You just need to have some good wrist action and everything you touch turns to gold. Gluing the shoes is gonna be a little bit hard since the soles is naturally gonna be longer than the upper. I just wanna have an idea on where to glue the toe first, because the shoes have to be stretched out to fit the soles. I'm gonna use E6000 to help me glue. Now I'm playing. I'm using Barge Cement Super Stick. And I'm gonna layer my first layer of glue on the soles. Then I'm gonna put a layer of glue on the toe box of the upper. I'm gonna heat up the glue to activate it. Then once it's up to temperature, I'm going to bond them together. I'm gonna carefully line it up so the middle cross stitch is right in between the rubber toe cap. And it's just like clockwork. I'm gonna repeat the same steps throughout the whole shoe. And I'm gonna make sure I glue down the footbed so it's more stable. I'm just doing a quick inspection just to make sure everything is lining up perfectly. I marked the areas with tape where it separated when I was stress testing it, so I can go back and close those gaps. It's hard to see it on camera, but there's a lot of loose fabric all over the shoe, and that was just from continuously scrubbing the shoes. So to help remove these baby hairs that are poking out, I'm going to use a light flame to kiss the shoes. I'm constantly moving the flame so it doesn't burn the fabric. These shoes are looking a whole lot better from the first time we saw them. They no longer have any stray hairs, and for the threads that are still poking out, I could just cut them with an X-Acto knife. The bleach solution for the laces did the trick. They're already looking brand new. I couldn't completely remove the staining off the insoles, because whoever wore these really raw dogged the shoes. And that's it for the restoration video. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, that really helps me out a lot. Or give it a thumbs down if you think it was cap. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see y'all in the next video.